Good morning, Blue Ridge. My name's Osby Nowlin. I'm part of the coffee team here at Blue Ridge, and this coming November will be 6 years since I've been coming to Blue Ridge. When this series started on Jesus Draws Near, that particular Sunday, it brought back a lot of memories for me. I was 23 years old, had been married about 1 year. We were in this little country church in Halifax, Virginia, and it was Easter Sunday. For me, growing up, the only time I went to church was on Mother's Day, Easter, Christmas, maybe Thanksgiving. I was in church that Easter Sunday, and it wasn't to worship God. It was just to get some brownie points. It was a ritual. This Easter was different because at the end of the service, and I'll never forget it because the choir began to sing, and the words of the song just went straight to my heart, and I was convicted. And as they were singing, tears began to flow down my face, and I just could not help it. Near the end of the song, the choir softened, and the pastor came out and gave the altar call. Does anyone want to give their life to Christ? And when he asked those words, my palms, they were sweaty. All I could think of was, you can't go up there because you know what you're gonna do when you get out of church. You're either gonna smoke some weed, and you're gonna drink some beer, and you're just gonna be another hypocrite. I know now that was Jesus drawing near to me, but I rejected it. I did not go forward, and I went home, and I did exactly what I was gonna do. I smoked some weed, and I drank some beer, and I forgot about the day. A few months later, my wife and I separated. I deserted my wife and son because it was too hard. That incident, the Easter was 1979 when I felt Jesus draw near to me. By 1982, I was divorced from my first wife. I remarried in about 84, got a DUI in 85. In 86, I got busted for drug paraphernalia. And by 1988, I was in state penitentiary. And I had destroyed my life. 1988 was also a good year because while waiting to go to trial and while my world was crumbling, on February 21st, I fell on my knees in my bedroom and I cried out to God to forgive me and to come into my life. And he answered me. And I felt this weight come off my shoulders, and that's when Christ came into my life. And so that was February of 1988, and it was Easter Sunday of 79 when Jesus drew near. So in that 9 years span, I destroyed 2 relationships and was on my way to prison. And it could all have been avoided if I would have just said yes to Christ when he drew near to me that Easter Sunday morning. Since this series began, I've been praying that God would draw people so that they wouldn't have to make the same mistake I did by saying no. If you feel Jesus drawing near to you, I beg you to answer him by saying yes, because it's the best thing I ever did was when Christ came into my life.